Hello, welcome to Real Reds Talk. United are through to the quarterfinals of the Europa League with a 1-0 aggregate win of 5-1. I'm joined by Adam, who is on the watch along for those lovely, boring hour and a half worth of the game. Unfortunately, he doesn't seem to get much luck. And Chivy as well. Adam, how are we after that?
Well, I'm still awake, just about. Nearly put asleep. But look, I didn't expect us to come out guns blazing, trying because we already got the job done in the first leg. I'm happy we won on the night. Good goal to win it. We'll break it all down, I'm sure, but wasn't the best to watch, if I'm being honest.
No, you don't seem to get the luck, do you, with the
No.
games like Rayo Vallecano
When
and
I go to them, when I'm
yeah.
actually in the stadium,
You
we
win. You've
always
got
win.
100% record.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
on the watch alongs, not the most entertaining games. Chivy, yeah, just give us your sort of brief without going too much into sort of goals and chances and stuff. Give us your thoughts on the game.
Dead. Dead. What a dead. What? Oh my God. I think Nick said it yesterday. Didn't he say he thought it was going to be like a scrappy game?
Yeah, yeah.
You know. I know what was weird about this game was that it was kind of like end to end, but it was just crap.
There's no chances with it. There's just like
It was like end to end,
yeah,
but yeah, the chemistry was just rubbish. And then like you could tell the crowd was trying to get the Betis players going, and they were trying to get going, but everyone was just rubbish. Like misplacing passes. We couldn't keep the ball. Even when we tried to calm the game down, I think we kind of got sucked into the energy that the crowd were,
yeah.
building, and we kind of just lost our way a few times. And it was really horrible to watch and scary. And I hope this is like the last of it. Like, if we play like this against Fulham, we're gonna get punished.
Yeah, Fulham have got sort of. I don't want to slag Real Betis off, but Fulham have got better players who can definitely do more damage. Well, not 41-year-old legends like Joachim and all that sort of stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll go through the sort of main things of the first half, and you guys just sort of jump in whenever you feel like it. So I think there was a chance from a corner. I think Weghorst had the opportunity within the first got a couple of minutes. Again, Weghorst not great at finishing, unfortunately. Wan Mi had that shot that he put wide. I think Maguire sort of let him in a bit too easy, and Wan-Bissaka was like further up, so you just had that gap. And I think Lissandro had a go at him afterwards, I think, as
Yeah, he
well.
had a massive go at him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
he screams at him.
so he wasn't
Did
happy
you
with
see
it.
Ten Hag shook his head as well after that as well?
Yeah, he
Took
was
the
like,
replay
man,
of Ten Hag. He
guy.
wasn't happy.
Yeah, so it just shows you why Maguire's not been playing in this team. Like he's not yeah, it's not doing
You
well.
know what's weird about that as well is like Maguire's the captain, and Lissandro just had a go at him, and he hasn't even like stood up for himself.
No,
He's just like, all right, yeah.
yeah,
He's just like,
he's just not got that
anyway,
personality, has he?
yeah,
He's not a leader. He's not that leader that we need at Manchester United, where they're like aggressive, putting their stamp on it, and then backing up with quality performances, which is what Lissandro does every week, pretty much. Shout out to Zoe's Media House in the chat. Hey guys, guaranteed Marcus Rashford scores 30 goals before the end of the season. I think he'll score nearly 35. Interesting shout, that. Really interesting shout. Yeah, just moving on. I think the opening 10 minutes was kind of like, I think we let Betis onto us quite a lot. It was quite open. Like Chivy said, end to end, they cut us open quite a bit. And then there was that, is it Joaquim or is it Joaquim?
Joaquin,
Is it Joaquim? Joaquim, he had
Joaquin,
that chance. It just swerves, hits the post.
yeah.
That was sort of like as close as they got. I felt we were really wide open, really sloppy on the ball. Yeah, Adam, just thoughts like the first opening 25 minutes.
I said it in the watch along. Just hold on for the first 20 minutes. Don't concede. Don't get their crowd up for it. And we're actually lucky that we managed to hold on. We did try and play a high line, and I said it on the watch along like this. They seemed to target Harry Maguire, whether it was like his
Yeah,
pace, because we were actually playing quite a high line. But then after kind of the first 15, 18 minutes, we almost dropped back nearly 5 yards. We did, and that was just to accommodate him. It was, and look, it worked out in the end. It did because they weren't really creating near enough chances. Once we did drop those 5 yards back, but then it kind of we didn't create as much then in that kind of later second half. Only that one chance, I think, was it before the break. With Bakehorst that we'll get into.
Yeah.
But it just shows why Harry Maguire hasn't been starting. The manager, his teammates, just they disagree with it. That they try and accommodate him in, and right now I think he's a dead man walking.
Yeah, it is looking like more and more likely as time goes on. He's going to probably go in the summer. Shout out to Vince Bullock in the chat. How's it going, mate? Yeah, we just sort of got, there was a Wan Me chance as well. I know it down at 30 minutes. That sort of got close, but I think De Gea made that save. When he got the header and he was like close range.
Yeah.
I think it's an easy save for De Gea. It looks impressive, but I think it's an easy save for him to make. But again, has to be there, has to make that save. Because if they go into half time with a goal, maybe it might be a slightly different game when we come out the second half. Again, I've noted down lack of clinical edge in the final third for us. That Rua ball was a real problem for me, I found. I don't know about you, Chivy. I found like he was causing a lot of issues, not just with his antics, falling all over himself and getting free kicks, but also he's winding Rashford up at times. He was getting on the ball and skinning Malacia quite a bit. I don't know what your sort of thoughts on him were.
Yeah, the same as you. But I think also, like, I know we just spoke about Harry Maguire, but I have to say, Fred and Casemiro weren't up to it today as well, which was quite worrying. And it was really annoying to see the way they were able to easily bypass our midfield lots of times. And I don't know if it's a tactic that Pellegrini does all the time, because I haven't watched Betis that often, but they were able to suck us in close, get our players sort of like sucked in, and then just loop the ball either over them or around them.
Yeah.
And then within 2-3 passes, it's just them and our defense. And I was like, what's going on here? And it was almost as if our players weren't able to read the game, like especially with Casemiro. And he gave a few passes away. Fred as well was, when the ball just wasn't sticking to the feet today, and I couldn't put my foot on why it was happening. And I think the longer it got, the Betis players were kind of getting on our players.
Yeah.
And just like you said, with the left back and Marcus Rashford as well, like you kind of wind him up a few times. And to be honest, it wasn't even happening for Rashford as well. I think he just thought, "Fuck it, I'm just going to shoot."
Yeah.
And he literally just, yeah. So it was one of those ones, but I just hope that this is just in isolation, this performance, and I just hope that we don't see more of this, because we're starting to slowly look leggy and lethargic, and I think I'm starting to see like holes in the midfield where when our players were, and I think it's not just like I said it before, it's not just a physical, what's the word? It's not just a physical thing, but it's mental as well.
Yeah.
Like I think players are mentally tired.
Yeah.
Fatigue, that's the word. Sorry. Yeah. It's late. Yeah. So it's like it seems like the players are mentally fatigued and they're forgetting their positioning and things like that. So I just hope this is in isolation. I hope we can regroup and then come back well on Sunday, because we need to fix what's happening here.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, I think it's just, this is another example of lack of squad depth. Like, we just don't have the numbers to rotate without the quality dropping severely. And even the players that we do have that are at a high level, like you've mentioned, Casemiro, they're so fatigued from playing so many games. They're just not at it at their full level. And when they're not at their full level, we look ordinary. We look a really ordinary team. And I think that came into effect against Liverpool. Like, we looked really ordinary, and then we just got punished repeatedly, and then we just sort of threw the towel in the end because we were just not at it. The sort of last chance in the first half, it was that Palestri chance where he scoops it in, and Weghorst just misses getting out on the end of it. Do you think he needs to do better than that, Adam, or do you think it was unlucky?
I think, I put it on the watch along. I'm not too sure if it was, the most appropriate thing, but I said, look, the guy, he wouldn't score in a brothel with a handful of 50s at this rate. Like the guy, I just feel bad for him.
It's
at
good to
this
see our
point.
channel is still up, but you've said it twice.
Oh,
Yeah, we're still running, but it's the sad reality of things. Like I don't know what it is. He's finishing it just isn't there. Whether it's he's good foot, he's weak foot. His positioning too can be poor at times. I don't know whether that's to do with the tactics of dropping deeper, and then he doesn't have the pace to get in. But for me, he has to be doing better there. I didn't see the replay fully, but Shreyas was saying that it might have been going in before he got a touch.
It did look like that. Like the way Pellestri, it came behind him and he just sort of scooped it. It looked like it was going over the line anyway. But yeah, I agree. I think Vegas has to do a bit better. Like you said, his position in the air as well, just in the air. I'm so sick of like seeing the ball lumped up to him, and he can't deal with it. Like his aerial duels are just not there. Like he's 6 foot. What is he? 6'5", 6'6", and he's just 6'6". Like, come on, man. Like I remember the argument. We had this argument about Pogba. He used to be really shit at the front post, didn't he? Defending on the corners. And people were like, oh, yeah, but that's not his game. He's 6'2", mate. Get your fucking head on it. Like, Jesus Christ. You're 6'2" and built like a brick shit house. Like, just get your head on it. But it is what it is. We went into second half, 0-0. Not the worst thing, but it would have been great if we could have gone into that half-time break with that Vegas chance going in. Came out second half, seemed a little bit better. I've noted down here, Rashford had a shot within 50 minutes. Keeper sort of made a save. And Pellestri and Bruno and Rashford also like created another good chance. The keeper made another save. Do you think we looked a little bit better when we came out the second half, Chippy?
I don't know. It still looked very. I don't think we looked that good coming out second half. I think we just looked less under threat than we did in the first half from Betis, at least at the start of the second half. And you could see that the players were trying. They'd had a chat and they were trying to get back in it. But to me, maybe you guys saw something different. But to me, there wasn't really that much of an improvement in terms of. I could see they were more eager, if anything.
I think they were trying. They were trying more.
They looked more
I think
eager.
the quality wasn't quite there, but I think they were trying. Yeah. They were trying more, I think.
You know, sometimes like if
once
it's
the subs are made.
Yeah.
When Sabitzer comes on, I thought we had more control in the midfield then.
We did.
It was just cruise control then. It was.
We did. We
were walking with the ball.
Professional performance on it once he came on. Like once Sabitzer came on, it was just like professional team, better than this team, and we just sort of closed the game out. But yeah, we'll get on to that. Another De Gea save from a corner. I believe it was Ayoze Perez. I think he made a save. And then Rashford has a shot, and I think he gets in on goal, and he skies it, doesn't he, into like Rosette. And people are going, oh, is it a bobble? And he's just like, no, he just goes for power and just completely mistimes it. And it skies into Rosette. And then
Out of the chances he had, he probably scored the most difficult one.
Yeah,
like he had 2 or 3 1-on-1s, and he scores the most difficult one outside the box.
Like. Well, like one of them's a good save, one of them he probably has to do better with, and then the other one he definitely has to do better with, and he skies it. And then then the goal finally comes outside of the box. Nice little swerve and dip, fantastic goal, Adam. Yeah, well, I saw your reaction on the watch along, but what were your thoughts on the goal itself?
Yeah, it's like, pulling a rabbit out of the hat. But we've seen it a few times with him at Arsenal, that kind of shot that he takes where it kind of swirls on the outside of the foot and kind of pulled the ball away from the keeper. Really, really good finish. It's one of those nights where he's been quiet for the most part. He's maybe missed a chance here and there, but then he does something like that, and maybe it covers up not a not so good performance, but look, I'm happy. I think it brings him up to 25 or 26 goals this season, around that number. And I was really, really happy. It was the mentality to actually come back after such a horrific miss and actually, have the balls then to actually shoot from outside the box in that position. And, they hit it perfectly. I don't think he could have hit it any better, honestly, because it just was he curled it away from the keeper. And he totally meant it. Like, it's not like, kind of rolled up his foot like that. He completely meant.
I know he's done it before. He's done it a few times before, hasn't he? So it's a definite technique that he uses. Just I don't know if you had any comments on the goal, Chivy, before we.
No, brilliant goal. Like he knew what he was doing the whole time. And so I heard this before where players, Garnacho did it against West Ham,
Yeah.
where players kind of use the defenders as like a shield
Yep.
and kind of put the ball around them, sort of like out of the keeper's reach. And he kind of did that on this one. So yeah, that's brilliant goal,
Ah.
good goal. I'm happy at least we got the win.
Yeah.
Scores a goal to give him to boost his confidence again, because I think he hasn't scored in like 2 games now.
Yeah. I think the old Rashford probably would have just like ended up doing the old thing of like running into defenders, trying too hard and not think. But this new Rashford that we're seeing, he's full of confidence and he always believes he'll get a goal, and he proved himself right there. Yeah, then after the goal went in, we sort of started making the substitutions. We had Sabitzer come on, we had Sancho come on. I think Dallo and Lindelof came on towards the end as well. Adam, what were your thoughts on? We touched on it earlier with Sabitzer, but what were your thoughts on Sancho and Sabitzer's like sort of bit part performance?
When they did come on, it was kind of walking football. It was at that point. It felt like I think the Real Betis players, it's like they accepted it. They accepted the result. This was it, and it seems like our players accepted it too. I know he went through 1-on-1 at one point. It was offside initially, but
good
it's
save
quite
from the
selfish.
keeper.
He could see Alanga. It was a good save, but he saw Alanga coming to his left, acres of space to tap in then. And I am quite critical of kind of selfishness as well. We seen it. What game was it? With Anthony. I think Anthony scored.
Yeah,
He might have
it was
scored the
like
screamer. Was it actually in the last leg of this?
first
It
leg.
was. Yeah, yeah,
First.
the first leg of it, and Anthony scored a screamer, and he missed a chance 1-on-1, and he could have set up potentially 4 players or 3 players were running for squaring the ball, and he went for the shot. Again, Sancho, I don't know why he doesn't try it. It wouldn't account it, but it's just as Chivy put it, it was the lack of kind of team performance, kind of working together, chemistry, and I don't know whether that's like he wasn't expecting Alanga. Maybe he didn't put his head up, but like we could all see him. He was in acres of space. I don't think it was the best performance, but look, like the whole team didn't perform tonight. I don't think.
It just gave us a sort of time to rotate, didn't it? Like we got Rashford off, we got Bruno off, we got Wan-Bissaka off, we got Lissandro off, etc. We got players who are important, and they've got. I know it might not seem like 30 minutes is much rest, but when you're a footballer, it's probably quite a big thing to have that amount of rest. Yeah, I think we were just in control of the second half. Like you said, Adam, it was walking football, professional performance. Yeah, we were just cruising at that point, weren't we, Chivy, second half? I've got not many notes after that. Maybe I think I've got a note of a Vegas chance at 68 minutes, but after that, it was kind of job done, wasn't it? We shut up shop and then just kind of passed it round.
Yeah, I would say we're coasting, rather. We're just kind of coasting to the end. I think the Betis players actually just at some point had accepted it. I remember there was a chance that they had. And when they missed it, you could just hear the crowd just kind of go, oh, like, you could just tell, like, that was the one. And after that, I think everyone was just like, yeah, this, like, just fuck it. Like, and they kind of just gave up. And it was pretty much just coasting till the end, till then at that point, and game management. And he brought on Sancho and who's the other one? Sabitzer, yeah. And I think they tried to just get they tried to get going, but yeah, at that point it was over.
Yeah, no, I agree. It was good. Like it wasn't the most exciting game, and it wasn't the most thrilling sort of thing, but we got the job done. Scored the goal, won the game, aggregate 5-1. We're through to the quarterfinals. I believe the draw is tomorrow at midday, I think. So that'll be interesting. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled to the socials. We'll update you once we know who we got in the quarterfinals. Should we do the player ratings and then we'll get out of here? Because there's not much to talk about in this game, in all honesty. So I think we'll do player ratings, then we'll get it and we'll call it a night. David De Gea. I mean, he made 2 decent saves, I think. But I think they were expected saves. I would go with a C+. I think he was just above average. I don't think he did anything special, but saves that needed to be made. Adam?
Yeah, I think C+. He made a decent save in the first half, and then was it the reflexes on the second one, the Iosi Perez?
Yes.
What you call a header. It was that chance. So, like, he performed when he was called up. Didn't even notice him really in the second half, if I'm being honest, when
No.
we were walking the ball around. And the fact that I didn't even question his distribution says everything about
Yeah.
how we played tonight. So, yeah, I think C plus is fair.
Chivy?
Same.
Same. Cool. Wan-Bissaka, again, quiet. Didn't really sort of he was out of position, I think, when they had that opportunity that caused Maguire to be in trouble. When he hasn't got that cover, he's very, very vulnerable. But I thought going forward he was decent. Again, average performance. I would give him a C. Adam?
Yeah, I'm in the same. You know, the odd time he was out of position, but then he does that kind of wonder tackle that he can, like, wrap around a player, win the ball back. So I think C again is fair.
Jimmy?
Same.
Nice. Just rattling through this shit.
It's
Maguire.
gonna be an easy one.
Yeah, Maguire, I thought not great. I don't think he was terrible. Like, I don't think he was awful, but he doesn't fit the system. He sticks out like a sore thumb. His lack of pace, his lack of spatial awareness, his lack of scanning gets himself into trouble far too often. Martinez, we saw quite visually, had a go at him. Then Ten Hag was shouting at him. He's clearly just... I'm sure he'd fit in another system, another team way better than he does at United, but United he just gets continually exposed. So I'd probably go with... Am I being too harsh with a D? Would it go C minus? C minus maybe? C minus?
C minus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm probably going with a C minus because he was caught out of position a few times. Manager and his teammates weren't too happy, but after that he was winning headers here and there, but then gave away weak fouls. I think C minus.
I'll give him
kept a clean sheet.
Yeah, I'll give him a C. I don't think he was that terrible. His lack of pace just got exposed, and like you said, Sam, it looked like they were just targeting him.
Yeah.
So I don't think he was that terrible. I'll go for a C personally.
Okay, we'll meet in the middle. We'll go C minus because I went D. Adam went C minus, so we'll go C minus. Lissandro, a typical Lissandro performance, wasn't it? Like, didn't do much wrong. Got on the ball, made some decent passing. Marshaled that defense. Obviously, not his usual defense. He had Maguire next to him, and then Malacia rather than Luke Shaw. But I thought he did well, so I'd give him a B. Would you? Like, I thought he kept a clean sheet. He gave a decent performance.
Yeah, here and there, passing between the lines again. He was better than Maguire out of the two, and I'd argue that he was better than Casemiro as well in terms of that kind of passing. Probably maybe B minus.
Yeah.
Didn't really stand out. C plus, B minus, I think.
Jivy?
Yeah. C plus, I think.
C plus.
Steady. It was a very steady Eddie performance.
Souness is like Souness is fucking all over that. Yeah,
He's
we'll go
a steady Eddie.
Malacia, he was kind of a ghost for me. Like, he wasn't in the game as much. I think if Luke Shaw plays in that game, he has a bigger impact in that game. I think he makes opportunities, he creates chances, he gets down that thing. I think Malacia, he didn't have a bad game by any means, but I just don't think he had a fantastic game. So I'll just give him an average C.
Won't be the same today. C. Didn't really notice him that much today. Didn't really do much wrong. Didn't do much right.
Until you mentioned him now, and I forgot he played. Honestly.
There you go. Like, exactly. There you go.
Like, you mentioned him. Like, oh yeah, he played. Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. I'll go with C for that one.
Cool. Casemiro didn't have his best game at all. I don't think he was able to make an impact on the game. His passing wayward at times. His screening again, just it wasn't quite there. This is obviously Casemiro standard we're holding him to because he's put in fantastic performances for United, but I just don't think he was there. So I just have to give him a C. I just don't think he was at the races at all today.
Yeah, I think C minus, probably go C if I gave Maguire a C minus. Didn't do much right, didn't do much wrong. You could put that on the entire team.
Yeah.
Man, I might give him a D, man.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah, but let's just meet in the middle. So what was it? C minus then, yeah?
Yeah, we go C minus. Okay.
Yeah.
What was it? Just out of interest, what did you see that you thought to give him a D? What was it that wasn't great?
His
That stood out?
his positioning
Yeah.
was shocking in this game. Like, and he almost felt like he was unable to read the game the way he would normally do. So there were times when, or maybe we just played differently today, and I just didn't, and I didn't realize it. But then there were times when, in the past, when he played really well, it was almost like a back three at times with him,
Yeah.
Varane, and Alessandro, and he was there to kind of be a shield. But then in this game, we didn't see any of that. I never saw him in that deep shield position, in front of his central defenders. And I think it's more of what he did not do than what he actually did in this game that kind of counts. So,
Yeah. No, I'm with you. Fred, much like Malacia, I didn't notice him. I didn't notice him at all during the game. Didn't really get involved. Did the usual Fred thing, harassed players and grabbed hold of them and tried to make tackles. His passing wasn't there. Wasn't a goal threat. Just I'd say C minus, to be honest with you. It wasn't the good Fred today, but it also wasn't the abysmal Fred either at the same time.
Yeah, I think for once you kind of nearly meet in that lower side middle there.
Yeah.
In terms of his performance, it's usually one extreme or the other,
Yeah.
but this time was just, maybe a little on the worst side. Lost the ball a few times. I think C minus as well.
Same. Like, C minus at most, because there were a few challenges he tried to make. The tackles weren't really coming on. Then when they did come on, he went to the other player, and
Yeah, I think Bruno's in that same boat. I think our whole midfield just was misfiring today. I just don't think it was the normal sort of midfield where we're like, yes, we're cutting through, we're making decent passes. Bruno wasn't making like a lot of chances. There was a couple of moments, the Rashford Palestri chance that I mentioned earlier, they sort of combined for that. But apart from that, I think did he get the assist for the Rashford, technically? Did he make the pass to Rashford?
it was Casemiro, I think.
It's Casemiro. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, didn't even do that. So yeah, I C for Bruno. I'm really struggling because he didn't do much wrong, but again wasn't fantastic either on the other side. So I'm struggling. So I'm just hitting the average for me. But Adam, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think C is fair as well. It's just one of them games. Didn't really do much. No. And I'd probably give them a C. Just saw Arsenal scored.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's not
good. Sorry.
You're upsetting Chivy now.
No. Oh. He's going to give Bruno a fucking like an F now or something. Just take all the anger out.
Yeah. What you said on Bruno, Chivy?
Same. C.
Cool. Yeah. I'm going to save Palestri for last just because I was going to build up to Palestri because it's an important thing. So let's go to Weghorst. Again, I thought poor. His passing is bad. His positioning was bad. He's awful in the air, and then he can't finish either. Every game he just seems to be exposed more and more for the stuff he doesn't have rather than the good stuff that he does bring to the team. And just this game, he couldn't get involved, couldn't get hold of the ball, couldn't even score a goal, couldn't influence with his passing. So for me, be a D. I don't think he had a good game at all. Adam?
I think him in the same boat. D. Maybe he could have gotten a goal for Palestri today, but he might have been a bit. I don't even blame him for trying, but I'm not going to repeat the kind of saying that I said earlier. No. But that's what I feel with the guy. He doesn't do much right. He doesn't do much, really wrong other than the linking up. But his wrongings are kind of more highlighted than his positives at this point. So D as well, D plus maybe, if you can get that grade.
Yeah.
D plus. He gets the plus for trying, for his effort, but I think it was yesterday or the last time we did the stream. I don't remember when it was. A couple of days ago, that Nick, I don't know if it was Nick or you, Sam, who mentioned, or even Adam, who mentioned his passing, and I hadn't really thought about that before then. But his passing in this game was actually was terrible. It was really, really bad. And it wasn't just the accuracy of the passes, but he was misreading the players' runs. So there was a couple of times when he was on kind of like on the right wing with Pellistri, and he put the ball forward when Pellistri was running back this way.
Yeah.
On one occasion, and I think he he passed it to, he made the wrong decision on so many occasions, and it was so shocking, like just not the accuracy of the pass as well. So yeah, I think he gets. I'm praying, please, like Marshall, please just come back.
Strap him up.
Yeah.
Do whatever we need to do. Just get him on the pitch.
Yeah, just get him back. Like,
do you want to know a shocking stat? That the commentator said since he's actually arrived, he started all 16 games.
yeah, he has.
Yeah.
He started every single game, and I think he's one of them kind of players that will be really good off the bench to kind of like bring the energy on. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand
Deep
why
throw.
we've not experimented with like putting Rashford up top, Sancho on the left, and then like Anthony or someone on the right. I don't know why we haven't tried that like at least once just to see how the dynamic is, because he just seems intent on playing Vegas every single game. Like Adam said, to 16 games, he just seems intent, and each game I dislike the idea more and more, and it's getting to a point now of like diminishing returns, but. We're out of options at the minute. Like we said, Martial's just not available still, so it is what it is.
He's been training. He's been training. So I don't know if maybe they were saving him for the FA Cup game, but
Maybe.
he's been training with the squad. Yeah. So,
It'd be good to have him back just to give a different dynamic to our front line, man.
yeah,
Like,
just because Marcus Rashford is like, I'm done with this workhorse thing.
yeah.
I think he's bored now. It's just like,
Yeah.
I'm done. Because him and Martial, like, they have that, that chemistry, and I'd like to see that again. Just passes, someone that can pass the ball, and just.
It looks so good in preseason, didn't it? It looks so good, like the preseason
So
link
good,
up, man.
So fluid. All three of them
It
were
was
just
sold a dream.
Yeah. Hopefully we get to see it for the end of the season. Yeah, speaking of Rashford anyway, got the goal. Had a couple of attempts, looked bright at times, but again, it was one of those games where Rashford wasn't involved as much, but when he got on the ball, he was trying. He did make some attempts. Probably should have scored at least 2 of the 3 attempts that he had and done better with them. But then he did eventually get a goal with one of the most difficult ones. Fantastic goal. I'm tempted to give him a B-. That's where I'm at with it, because he scored an important goal and he was trying and stuff like that, but he just wasn't fully at the races. I probably could be convinced to go down to a C+, but that's where I am. C+, B-. Adam?
Yeah, when you said the name there, the first thing that did pop into my head was a B-. Just the finishing maybe wasn't there. Could have easily walked away with a hat-trick tonight, which is a weird thing. Still didn't play well, but potentially walk away with a hat-trick as well. So maybe he played decent, but he got the match-winning goal. Great goal as well. He knew what he was doing. I think I'll be generous. It means that no player has gotten above a C+ then.
No. Martinez is the highest one with a B-. So.
Okay. Then maybe I might throw him B- go on.
Jivy?
C+, man. If it wasn't for that goal, he was rubbish the whole time. So I'll go C+ for me.
Okay. Let's move on. Like main event, Shreyas staying up mega late to watch his boy. Very, very happy. He's missed him so many times. Every time Palestri's come on, Shreyas has been asleep. But he's finally got to see his guy. Started. I think is it his first start for United? I believe in a competitive game.
Yeah.
Played the full 90 minutes. I thought he looked lively at times. I thought he had some good moments running at defenders. Chivy mentioned chemistry with Vegas was a little bit off with the passing. I thought more stuff could have happened had that been on point, and he could have got in a couple more times. He had that attempt where Vegas tried to get on the end of. Linked up well with Bruno and Rashford, I thought he had some really good moments. I thought there's definitely potential there. I think he's in that same boat as Garnacho and Sancho in a minute. He's a better impact sub than he is as a starter. But I think you have to give him that experience to start because he's done so well off the bench and he's obviously done well in training according to Ten Hag. So I'd probably give him a C+, I think, or B- if you want to be really generous. I thought he was really lively, and I thought I enjoyed his endeavour for the most part. He's just all that was missing was a goal or an assist, I think.
Yeah, we were so close to having that kind of Shreya's Charlie, the Charlie Savage moment, Robbie Savage, when he saw his son scoring
Crying.
the weekend. Yeah, it could have been almost like that with Shreya's. We were stolen it from by Veghorst, but yeah, I thought he played quite well today. I didn't know he was that fast. I knew he was fast, but
He's
I
quick.
didn't think he was that fast, if I'm being honest. He's quicker than Garnacho, which actually was a bit of a surprise for me. So I think a C plus today is fair. As you mentioned, Veghorst failed to pick him out 2 or 3 times when he was the better option, and potentially could have had an assist then, could have had a goal as well. So yeah, I think C plus today.
Chivy.
Yeah, same.
Cool. Chirayas is giving him an A star, isn't he? I'm sure he is. Wherever he is, he's giving him that.
Yeah.
A1 plus.
Yeah. I mean, like Chirayas almost had it all. De Gea with a clean sheet and Pleshy almost with a goal. Chirayas was almost like cracking open all the ginger beers at his place. He's almost having it all there. But yeah, that is the player ratings. They will be up on the socials either later tonight or tomorrow morning. I don't know how many people in the chat or if you're watching on the VOD later are in the UK, but Nick, who is not on the channel tonight, is appearing on 5 Live tomorrow morning on BBC Radio 5 Live at I think 6:20 in the morning. So if you're on your way to work or you're just up and about at that time, switch on Radio 5 Live, have a listen to Nick. He's going to talk about United and stuff like that. So yeah, check that out. Really, really fun. And then yeah, we've possibly got something exciting for the watch along on Sunday. Can't let the cat out of the bag yet, but I will let you know soon. I will be going to the game. So I will hopefully try and bring some clips and stuff like that for the game. Adam, thanks for coming on and thanks for doing the watch along. Appreciate the time you put in.
No problem. We got to win at the end. That's all that kind of matters, I suppose. But hopefully the next one I do will be a bit more entertaining.
Yeah, we need to pick an entertaining game for Adam. He's suffering there. He's definitely suffering. It's better than the Rayo Vallecano game, though, right?
Make it. Oh God, nothing can compare to that. Honestly, I prefer losing than watching that. I was like Ronaldo. I almost left the watch along. I would have left the ground if I was there. Yeah.
Chivy, thank you for coming on, mate. Appreciate it. No worries. Yeah, go follow us on all the socials. Links are in the description. We've just started memberships on the channel and super chats, so don't feel like you have to do any of that. We're still going to interact with you guys. We're still going to read stuff out. But if you want to get a bit of extra stuff, if you want to get a little badge next to your name, if you want to get some personal videos from us lot, feel free to have a look at the membership and join us. It'd be nice to have you. Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you both for joining us, and we shall see you. What show's tomorrow? What show are we doing tomorrow? Do we know? Does anyone remember?
I think it's breaking news, isn't it?
Breaking news show. Okay. Breaking news show tomorrow. Fulham preview Saturday. Fulham watch along.
An Irish team.
Hey, there we go. Idea there. Let's do that. I think Adam will
do the FPL thing.
Yeah, we'll do the FPL roundup as well. Yeah, definitely put that on the agenda. I think Adam will be not available tomorrow because he will be 5 whiskeys deep somewhere, I'm sure, in a pub.
5? Double that.
Double that. There you go. He's going to have a good night. But yeah, check us out on all the socials. Check out all the content that we've got coming this week. And yeah, we appreciate all of you.
Make sure when you talk, when you guys do the FPL show, just make sure you talk about who's top among us right now.
We will. We will. Don't worry.
We don't need to mention who's bottom. We don't.
Do you even remember that you've got a team, Adam? Do you remember that you've got a team?
I still have Cancelo in it. I still have Cancelo in it.
Fucking hell. Are you below Shirayas at this point?
I don't think yet, which is a miracle at this point, honestly.
I was gonna say Shirayas' goal is to finish bottom, so there you go. That is that's his thing. My season has gone to shit recently, but yeah, we'll get into that tomorrow, I'm sure. But yeah, thanks for joining us, lads, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace.